Hey guys, this is Caleb with DSLR Video Shooter, and today I want to talk about something that none of us usually want to deal with. It's something we all agree is a must, and when someone asks, do you think you should do this? We all say yes, but none of us actually want to spend the money or take the time to research it, and that is equipment insurance. You've got to have insurance on all of your gear, and we're going to talk about today some options as well as some tips and tricks and look at a broad spectrum of solutions for all shooters. So whether you just have a 5D Mark III and one lens, or if you have $80,000 worth of equipment or $30,000, $20,000, all that stuff. Let me start off by saying I am not an insurance expert, and I am not affiliated with any of these services that we're going to be talking about today. This is just stuff that I have kind of figured out as I've been researching, and I spent a lot of time researching which companies I use for insurance and then what services and other tools I use to prevent things from being damaged or stolen. So the very first thing you're going to want to think through is how much money is all your stuff worth, or if you lost everything, what would it take to repurchase those things? So once you've done that, you can have a real good handle on what you need when you look at gear insurance. Now there's a couple different options. We're going to talk about 4 today in particular. If you're watching this, make sure you're also on DSLRvideoshooter.com, and I'll have links to everything we're talking about, all the different resources, and you can check out all that stuff over at the website. So the first option that is available to you is actually pretty easy to set up, and you might already have it, and that is home or renter's insurance. So for instance, I use State Farm for my insurance, and they actually have a homeowner's insurance and a renter's insurance. So I live here in Chicago, so I have renter's insurance. It costs me $10 roughly right now. When I lived in a different part of the city, it was $15. So 10 to 15 bucks is my experience. And that will cover, usually depending on who you go with, up to $20,000 of things in your home. It'll protect you from theft, various other things. And if you're on DSLR Video Shooter, I'll be listing everything that these options cover and what they don't cover. So that's a great option. It's really cheap. You may already have it. And if you only have a couple things and you keep most of that stuff at home most of the time, that's a good place to start. And that way, if someone breaks into your apartment or your house, your home, and takes your stuff, you're covered. So that's a good thing. The bad thing is it doesn't cover accidents. So if you damage your own gear, it's not going to cover that. And also, it's only in your home. So if stuff gets stolen out of your car, that renter's policy will not, or homeowner's policy will not cover that. Our second solution is Protect Your Bubble. That's protectyourbubble.com. What's great about these guys is instead of covering a ton of stuff, you can individually pick a few items to add to their protection plan. So this is going to be perfect for people that maybe have a camera or two and a handful of lenses, and you don't want to be dealing with, a ton of equipment or studio equipment, and you just want to keep it really simple and cheap. For about the price of Netflix, you can cover a couple items. So what's great is you just go to their website, in 30 seconds or so, you can have a quote, and then you can sign up right there. What I love about this is, first of all, they're international. So this isn't just you in your home. This protects you internationally. And they also cover accidents, so spills, dropping equipment, things like that, fall damage, that's under their policy. So definitely check them out, and they have some great options. And again, if you have a couple items, it's going to work really well. If you have a ton of stuff or lots of different items, it can be pretty expensive to use them. So I would look at some of the options that we're going to look at here in a second. The next option is looking into a photographer membership. There's a couple organizations out there that have membership signups. You can sign up for a membership and you get a bunch of different benefits that come with that membership, one of which is that they often include gear insurance. And so membership is around $300. It might be cheaper some places. So that's what's cool, is it's usually cheaper than our last option we're going to look at here in a second. There are a couple things that aren't very cool, and one of which is that it only covers photography equipment. So if you have video specific equipment, probably not going to be covered. They only go up to $20,000. So if you have more gear stolen that adds up to more than 20 grand, you're out of luck. And then it comes with a bunch of benefits that most of us would probably never use unless you're a photographer. or are interested in photography and some of those groups. So I'll have those listed on the website and in the lower thirds. And now we're going to move on to our final solution, which is the one I've chosen to go with and I'm very happy with. And that final solution is a company called Insure My Equipment. And I'm going to have my phone here to read off everything that it covers and everything you're protected against. What I love about this company is that they tailor insurance specifically for video production and film production people, so people like us. So, a lot of other places, they won't count your computer as a photography, piece of equipment, whereas these guys have a ton of stuff covered. So let me read, first of all, what you're protected against. You're protected against theft, fire, earthquake, flood, acts of terrorism, smoke, water damage, falling objects, equipment in transit, lightning, explosion, windstorm, hail, and accidental damages, which is a great one, of course. So it protects you from a lot of different things. And here's all the stuff that it actually covers. It covers your camera and camera equipment, sound equipment, lighting equipment, grip equipment, communications equipment, portable electronic equipment. That's pretty great, right? Editing equipment, projection equipment, office, personal property, and similar personal property, generators, mechanical effects equipment, props, sets, wardrobes, and all similar personal property. So that's a ton of stuff that gets covered, and it's pretty affordable. It's about, for me at least, it was $500 a year, and it's so nice just to know that everything's covered. So you can go to their website, fill out some information, and then they'll get back to you. But most everyone that I've talked to, it's been between $500 and $600 a year. So, it's not much to pay to have complete peace of mind, and you can customize that. And the way they work is for filing claims, if you sign up with them, you don't have to do anything if all of your items individually are under $5,000. But if you have a couple items that are over $5,000, you then submit some forms to them, and then they have all that in paperwork. So great company. I've been very happy with them. I will say I haven't had to file a claim yet, so I know that's a whole nother process. But just to help those of you who aren't really looking forward to researching all of these different companies, I've done a lot of research and found a lot of people that have been happy with them. And the price to services ratio is really good. So now I want to talk about some tools and tips for protecting your gear and insuring all of your stuff and making sure all of your equipment is taken well care of, not going to get stolen, and if something does happen, you're covered. So the first thing is actually getting general liability coverage. Now, this is not gear related. This is actual production, people safety related. So the way I think of it is if you're being hired by people to physically go out and film people, interviews, corporate gigs, you really need to have general liability. This will protect you from a lot of things. You can check each of the resources we're going to talk about in a second, but they cover you from things like C-stands falling over, hitting talent, and then they sue you, a ton of different stuff. So I'll have more resources linked to there. For general liability, I went with the same company that offered the gear insurance. So it's something like insuremyliabilityonline.com or something like that, and I'll have all that links below. So that covers me on production, and it's something that you really need to think about, especially if you're working with a lot of people. The next tip is to go find all those boxes of all your gear that you've purchased, dig through them, find that little warranty card that you tossed aside when you got your new 5D, and fill that thing out, get your equipment registered so that you can actually take advantage of that warranty. A lot of manufacturers have at least a 1-year warranty. Companies that are awesome like Tamron give you 6 years, and then there's companies that even give you up to 10 years, some are even a lifetime. So Tiffin and their Davis and Sanford tripods, I believe it's a 10-year warranty, which is pretty awesome. So those are great, and you will be surprised how much money you save by setting that stuff up and making sure you have all your warranty information in order. So I've actually saved thousands of dollars by sending in broken lenses. Tamron has been especially awesome when my 2040-70 fell apart. So got to do that, and you're going to save a lot of money doing that. The next thing on our list is actually a tool, and that's these GPS trackers. You can pick them up for $120 to $150, and I haven't tried this, but I'd actually really be interested in getting some of these, and usually they're used for tracking children. So you snap it to your kid gets lost, and you pull up your phone and find them on a map. I'd like to try taking these and hiding them in a Pelican case, putting it inside of one of the dividers, because these are fairly small. And then if the case gets lost, I can actually track it and work with the police to get things recovered. So many people lose their bags and things are stolen, so that could be a great device for those that are on the road or international and you want to kind of keep track of your bags and your equipment. The next tool is Lens Tag. This is a free service, and what's great about it is you enter in your product information for each of the lenses, cameras, and things like that that you own, and when you lose it, you can go ahead and mark that as stolen, and it's just a great way to make sure that your gear isn't being resold elsewhere. So definitely check that out, and it can be a great service, and it's free, so that's pretty cool. The next tip is a free one, and everyone who owns an Apple device should use this tip. It's free, it's incredible. I can't tell you how many times I've used it. And that is iCloud and the Find My iPhone. And what's great is it's not just for your iPhone. It can work with iPads as well as computers. So laptops, iMac, everything. So what I've done is on each of the devices, I go into settings, then iCloud, and then I turn on Find My iPhone. And what's great is you can then go onto iCloud.com, click Find My iPhone, and then you can track your computer, all your devices. The key here is to make sure you have a passcode on every single one of your devices. You've got to have that or people can go in and turn all this stuff off. So once you have that set up, you can not only track your devices, but you can have them emit a sound. So I've done this when I can't find a phone or an iPad. Works really well, and it's unbelievably loud. It makes 10 times as much noise as your normal phone would. And then of course you can remotely delete everything. So if you can't get the hold of the phone, you don't know, what's going on, or you're not able to get to it, and there's some sensitive information, you can just shut everything down and remove all the information from your phone, which is fantastic. So definitely do that if you have an iOS device or any Apple product really. Finally, there is Stop Theft. This is going to be great for people that don't have Apple devices and want those kind of features. And they also offer a lot of different products like special stickers for your computer. When you try to peel the sticker off, when you don't know what's behind it, it puts a little tattoo on your computer so that it can't be resold. Software to shut down and warn people who have stolen your computer and where to return it, phone numbers, all that good stuff. So that stuff, all their products range between 20 and 40 bucks, so they're a great resource as well. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. Dealing with insurance, making sure all your stuff is taken care of in case of theft is not very fun, but when you get all that stuff done ahead of time, it makes you sleep a lot better at night, and when there is an emergency or something does happen, you're covered. So you don't have to worry about your livelihood and all of your equipment disappearing one day. So definitely check these resources out. I'd love to hear what you guys use, who you use for insurance, what tools and tips you might have for people. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.